Spit it out, Campbell.
I know that your name is not Donald Draper. It's Dick Whitman.
He never raised his voice. He never chased approval. In a world loud with noise, Don Draper stood still, calm, composed, and dangerous. He wasn't just a character. He was an archetype, a reflection of a forgotten kind of man. Today, we explore the philosophy of Don Draper, not as fiction, but as a framework, a map for the modern man lost in distraction, craving control, and starved for purpose. There is a strange kind of power in silence. In a society where the loudest voice wins attention, Draper teaches us a different strategy. Speak only when it matters. Stillness is presence, the ability to sit in a room, say nothing, and still command attention. Most men fear silence because they think it signals weakness. But the man who is comfortable in silence is the man who does not need to prove himself. He listens, observes, waits. Power is not just about what you say, it's about what you withhold. Don Draper was silent not because he lacked thoughts, but because he didn't waste them. In a culture obsessed with authenticity, the idea of cultivating an image is often dismissed. But Don Draper understood, how you're perceived determines how you're treated. He wore suits not because of fashion, but because they were armor. He groomed himself because discipline begins with the body. People treat you based on what you signal. If you walk like a man with value, speak like a man with direction, and dress like a man with control, the world begins to mirror that belief back to you. This is not about arrogance, it's about standards. Draper's outer world was curated to reflect an inner code.
Heinz beans. Some things never change.
Can I get some more coffee?
Shh. I don't know what to say. Let me think about it. See the pictures.
Raymond, really? It's beautiful, and it's exactly... I don't know. Can I get the cream, please?
Well, we were dancing around a few other things, too.
No, we weren't. This is what you're going to see tomorrow. It's a once-in-a-lifetime idea.
Raymond, you could save yourself a trip to the office tomorrow. Or we can get in the elevator, go down 11 floors, and show you the work right now.
Watch Draper closely. He rarely reacts. Crisis, betrayal, chaos, all met with a quiet stare. That is not numbness, that is masculine restraint. Men today are encouraged to express every emotion. And while honesty is healthy, indulgence is not. Draper teaches that a man must be a container, not a flood. He must hold his emotion, understand it, and release it with intention. The man who cannot control himself is a servant to his feelings. The man who can rules himself in his world. Don Draper's greatest advantage was also his deepest wound, detachment. He moved through life like a man observing from the outside. He loved but never begged. He lost but never broke. While some see this as coldness, others see it as clarity. Detachment is not a lack of care. It's the ability to function in chaos. The world is full of chaos, rejection, loss, confusion. Draper teaches that the man who is anchored in himself cannot be drowned by the tide. Detachment is not disconnection from life. It's the refusal to be ruled by it.
You should leave.
Don, you should think about how Bert Cooper will react when he hears this information.
What information?
You're not who you say you are, and there's obviously a reason.
Perhaps Draper's most profound lesson is this: identity is a decision. He was born Dick Whitman, poor, broken, invisible, but he became Don Draper, successful, sharp, unforgettable. This wasn't just a lie, it was a transformation. Every man wakes up with two choices: become a prisoner of his past or the architect of his future. Draper reminds us that no matter where we begin, we can choose who we become. Not with word, but with actions, ritual, reinvention. Draper was far from perfect. He was flawed, haunted, often reckless. But beneath the chaos, he had a code. Never explain. Always execute. Protect your mystery. Stay composed. Lead with presence, not persuasion. In the end, that's what makes a man powerful. Not wealth, not status, but discipline in the face of temptation. Direction in the face of noise. You don't have to live like Don Draper, but you can learn from him. He was flawed, broken even, but precise. He knew what to say, and more importantly, when not to. In a world addicted to noise, he whispered, and the world leaned in. Because while others chase attention, he commanded it. Not with volume, but with vision. And that's the difference. The man who speaks with purpose doesn't need to shout. He just needs to be heard. Once.
Down these back roads I've been roaming, trying to find my own way home. Long lost in this world so wide, searching for a place to lay my pride. Through the moonlit nights I've traveled far, underneath the shimmering stars, but the city lights just ain't my scene. I need the countryside where I can dream. I'm finding my way back home to the place where I belong.